Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Retro PC. I have something really cool to show you today. This is the Sanyo VCR 7300. It is the one and only portable, handle there, portable Beta Hi-Fi system. And it looks to have been manufactured in 1984. Not only from the telling sticker on the front stating an official video products of the 1984 LA Olympics, which I think is awesome, but doing some research online shows the same, that this is kind of one of a kind when it comes to a portable Beta Hi-Fi system for recording and playing your BetaMax tapes. Yes, this does take BetaMax tapes. Looking at the gear style in here, it's pretty obvious that this is a Beta system, and there's all of the good old Beta logos all over the place as well, indicating the same. This unit is in fantastic condition, albeit a little bit dirty from sitting in a garage for some time. I picked this up off a lady who looked to be moving, got a really good deal on it. She had no idea if it worked. It sat in her garage for a long time. It was her father's, and just kind of left it at that, so was looking to just get rid of it cheap. This thing has more buttons and switches and options than I've ever seen. Not only do you have the sliding door here, it covers up a variety of switches and buttons, but you also have a door here that provides more switches and buttons. Above it here, we have an LCD display, which is great. A massive numbering system here, like channel system here, that you could pick through in terms of like what channel you want this to play on your TV, which is something I've never seen before. And just a lot going on the front, as well as on the side. Really happy to see the good old red, white, and yellows here for hookup. We have antenna hookups here as well, microphone hookups, and then a camera hookup here, which I want to show you in a moment. Of all the ones I saw online, none of them came with this guy. This is also a camcorder, and the camera is a separate piece that hooks up to that port on the side here, just like this, which I just thought was crazy unique and something I personally had never seen before. So just amazing in that regard. Taking a look at the camera here, you have your lens area here, of course, which opens and closes. It is disgustingly dirty. You have your standby on switch here, some negative positive switch here, a balancing light switch here for white, dark I'm guessing, and something else. I am not too privy to all of these crazy settings that this thing comes with, but nonetheless, just a really, really unique video recording system that adds on to this system here. I don't know if this was always sold with one of these or separate, but some of the best ones I've seen online that go for, good working cosmetic condition around $200 don't seem to have this, which I thought is pretty awesome that I was able to get that. Now, I do have one problem, and that problem is I don't have any recordable beta tapes or any beta tapes at all to test this with. The first thing this needs, before I get into anything though, is a good just cleaning and maybe a nice air spray out of this component system. Everything has been sitting, you can tell, for many, many years, and it's time to get that layer of grime off, not only this system, but this camera setup piece as well, and then we'll plug it in and just see what we can do with it, given the fact that we don't have a beta tape to really record and play back. that'll have to be a video for another day, but first and foremost, let's clean this thing up. Alright, so it cleaned up fairly well overall. It's one of those machines that is definitely going to need a deep cleaning, take apart, and clean out in the event I want to get this working again. My guess is it's not going to be something that's fully functional. Even if I had a tape, I'd probably be weary of doing so, because it's just pretty obvious there's a lot of dust inside this sucker, and it's seen years of neglect. That being said, after just a good get the garage grime from 20 years off of it type of cleanup I did, the Q-tip bath I like to call it, it looks a lot better. And aesthetically, I'd say it's a 7 out of 10 in terms of cosmetic condition. A good deep cleaning will probably bring it up to an 8 out of 10, but there are a couple of chips at the top here, which is a bit of a problem. This one isn't so much noticeable as this one obviously is, and this piece is almost about to break off going this way. So I'm going to get some clear tape and really just cover that up. I don't have this piece. There's no way it could have fallen down into the machine, which would kind of be fortunate. I could put it back together if it had, but that's just gone. So a little bit of top damage, but other than that, there is no other damage. No missing buttons. Nothing looks corroded in terms of any of the gears or any of the metal pieces to this. So that's kind of nice to see. Is from that perspective, it should be in decent working condition. The camera is also really tough to clean, as you can take a lot of cords apart to move things around, but you couldn't really take it apart, and it'd be nicer if I could, because there are lots of under areas that make it just too difficult to clean fully. And it also is a 7 out of 10, but no damage. I see nothing wrong with the camera itself. It looks to be in great condition. So I'm happy to say that that looks good. Just looking at this machine in some detail here. Starting from the top, we of course have our power switch, which is just a simple button. We have our audio dub, a couple of buttons here, a lock button for that and a record lock button. We have fast forward, play, rewind, stop, and pause, anything you'd expect on any device of this type. They're all labeled on the top. Your VCR TV mode here. If VCR is on, it looks like a red light will display right there for us. And we of course have our eject button at the top here, also labeled on the top. I gotta just point out how much I love seeing this Beta Hi-Fi. Never seen it before, and considering this is likely the only one ever made like this, you just don't see it a lot. I did see other Beta Hi-Fis, just none, again, that were portable, the handle. I think that's what makes this portable versus others, is the way it's set up. On the other side here, we have, again, these TV channel selections. You have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I'm guessing when you click these will light up. So that's a lot of the stuff we're going to test today, is just what functions, what doesn't. Here we have a audio level indicator. So these look to be your equalizer indicator in terms of volume. They should go back and forth. The volume is being recognized on both the left and right channels. There is a light for this, which I don't know what that does, but it's there. We also have our clock counter. It does say Sunday through Saturday right at the top here, very lightly. But this should bring up our, of course, clock counter, if it works. In regards to the clock counter, we have the clock counter button, a memory button, and a reset button. In regards to this drop-down panel, here we have a channel presetting instructional guide, steps 1 through 8. We have a timer that can be turned off or on, clock set, record start, record stop, day, hour, minute, so everything I believe in regards to the clock. Program off and on. A low-high switch here that you really have to get into to move. So that is not easily accessible. I can't move it with my finger. We have U, VH, VL, high and low, wheel memory here as well, or excuse me, a wheel spinner, not wheel memory. The memory button's right here. Then we have an AFT button, off or on. You'll notice that the clock counter, memory, and reset are the same buttons. They just show when you shut the panel. You can see them there on the side of the screen. The sliding panel here has a variety of features. We have another record mode for mono or stereo, and in the middle we have Beta Hi-Fi. The input selector we have set to tuner, camera, or external. Exterior auto in, off and on. And then we have some audio left-right channel spinners here. We have our stereo, left, right, and mono selector here. Audio record level, we have manual or auto mode. Then we have the 2 tape speeds for Beta, that Beta 2, Beta 3 symbol tape speeds. And then we have an audio out jack here for remote control, audio out remote control, which is something I don't believe I have. On the side here, we have antenna in and television out coaxials. We have your audio video options here for in and out as well. We have the camera port hookup here, which is of course for the camera itself. And then we have this car battery 12-volt extender down here, headphone jack, editing off and on, and then left and right microphone inputs as well. Down here at the very bottom, there is really quick just a channel selector for channel 3 and channel 4. There is not a whole lot to see on the back except for the sticker here, which just states, and you may or may not be able to make this out, this is the video cassette recorder model number, VCR 7300, beta cord with serial number, and that is about it. There is a date code of 081083, so August 10th, 83 is the actual manufacture date, so just before 1984. The one thing on the back that is unique is this panel that comes out. You see the door removes here. You may have caught this in the editing or the cleaning montage I did that was sped up, but you'll notice that this comes out, and this is a AC power adapter, VPA 72, that basically can be replaced if needed. I'm guessing, probably not anymore. I doubt they make that. But it's really nice to see that if your power fails, you can replace it. Now it's time to take a look at the camera recording component itself. So we have our lens cap here with lens. This does spin. This whole piece actually spins, which is kind of unique. On this we have our zoom in, zoom out button here. Our microphone is located right there. This is kind of a weird thing to try to show on camera here, but nonetheless, looking at this side here, we have record, a white balance setting button with switches that go with it, a negative positive switch at the bottom, and then a standby and of course power mode here. There is an earphone jack, an exterior mic jack, and of course where the video component hooks up, this is for the cord that goes into the portable unit itself. This was manufactured in June of 1984. So this did come out slightly after the manufacturing of this. Whether they went on the market at the same time, I can't say. A couple of things to note about this really quick is while it is considered portable, holy crap is this heavy. This is not a pick up and run thing. This is, I mean, for one hand, at least 20 pounds. At least. It's super, super heavy. Yeah, it's crazy heavy. So yeah, you can take it on the go with this handle, but I mean, that's the only convenience factor versus taking this versus like a regular Beta player. The reason of portability here is, of course, this connection hookup, being able to record video, BetaMax video, to your BetaMax portable recorder. So this could stand alone in your house as your BetaMax player and recorder from your TV, as well as your camcorder. Of course, in Beta Hi-Fi, which is very unique from the research I did do on this. That's enough cleaning and rundown. It's time to plug this in and see if it explodes. Alright, it's plugged in. Moment of truth. And I see the power button has illuminated, meaning we have power. Something else I see. The clock has turned on. It's a little tough to even notice on my side, but you should see the clock blinking now, ready for me to input the time. And the light does work. The left and right audios are vibrating, moving. In terms of this BetaMax player, I see the channel light illuminated, and I can change that accordingly. Not to channel 2, but I get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I gotta push them pretty hard. 9 doesn't want to play ball. 10 does. Yeah, there we go. Got 9 working. 10, 11. Come on, 12. I think there's a lot of dust in there. Can't get 13 either. Got, there's 13. And push 12, come on. Let's go back to 2. Got 2 working, so just 12 is missing. Come on, 12. Come on, 12. There it is. These buttons are probably in need of a cleaning under there. But they all work nonetheless if you push it really hard. Our clock is working, so let's at the very least try to set it. Let's see, it is Sunday. We'll leave that alone. Maybe I have to hold it in. Yep. Let's see, it's 5. Let's see if I can get the minutes to go here. Minutes don't really want to play ball. Ah, got it to move a little bit. There it goes. And the clock is now set for the correct time and date, at least at the time of recording this video. If I turn timer on, it kills my audio here. If I turn it off, brings it right back up. I don't see too much changing there. There's your clock counter, memory on or off. Of course, you could reset the clock counter if we had the clock counter moving. Next thing to do is test the camera itself. Our camera is now hooked up. So, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to turn it on. And we have absolutely nothing. Let's turn this to camera. Maybe it's just not looking at it. So I now have it on camera. I'm going to turn it on again. And what do you know? It starts right up. So that was just user error. So while all the components seem to work, it has a hard time focusing, which just could potentially mean it needs a cleaning. But if I'll do my best to show you. You probably aren't seeing much. And that's because what you're seeing is, it is crazy blurry. You can barely make out what's going on. I wish there was more I could show and do with this, considering I don't have a BetaMax tape and I don't really have anything good to be able to see when it comes to the camera itself. But maybe a video for another day is a teardown and deep clean of this unit. It is working, and that is great. Back to tuner here. The only thing I haven't done is push the play button, and I'm scared to. So let's turn on VCR. That light lights up. Let's just hit play. And it must be smart knowing there's no tape in there. Turn it off and hit play. The lights aren't even turning on. I'm not surprised, probably because it realizes there is no tape in here. So, a good video for another day might be me doing a retro PC garage and tearing this apart to look inside, buying some new belts, and really getting it geared up. One thing I gotta start looking for is recordable BetaMax tapes, or just a BetaMax tape in general, to be able to see if this thing can be hooked up to a TV to show any type of video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, potentially more to come when it comes to this unit. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Goodbye.